Hey there, in today's video there's gonna be a lot of vocabulary on personal development. Stay tuned. What up everyone, it's Andy from 5 Minutes About IELTS. And today's video is not about like English or IELTS as usual. It's another video in which I'm gonna share with you guys some of my personal experiences that I had lately. You could call it a vlog or whatever. So today I want to talk about the power of being alone. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you probably know already I consider myself an introvert, which means I prefer being alone to being with other people. But honestly, sometimes I'm really afraid of being alone. Up until last year, I still lived with my sister and my nephew, and I was still in a relationship. I was still happy. I was surrounded by people whom I love dearly. And then, boom, out of the blue, everybody was gone. My sister moved to another country, and my romantic life came to an unexpected end, unfortunately. And there I was, completely alone, completely and utterly alone and devastated in the city. I had no one to talk to. I was, greatly depressed. That is the reason why I stopped making YouTube videos for a while. I needed some time on my own, away from everything, in order to think clearly and to find balance again. I probably don't need to tell you how hard that time was for me because it was terrible. I hit rock bottom. I stopped taking care of myself. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I was painfully and utterly alone and lonely, etc. That stuff was so depressing that I don't even want to bring it up right now. But the most important thing is I got up. I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. That is because I realized how powerful being alone could be. Before the downfall, I used to depend on other people way too much. Whenever I was having a bad day or I was feeling terrible or upset, I always expected the person who is now my ex to listen to me, to hear me out, to cheer me up. Basically, I put too much pressure and expectations on our relationships. Also, my sister, who was living with me back then, she did everything for me, from cleaning the house to cooking. Basically, she did everything in order to support me in my career. Now I realize that I was extremely selfish and self-centered back then. I just expected everyone to be there for me and make me happy. For the past few months, I have been living on my own, and honestly, these last few months have taught me things that are, more valuable than I could get from a relationship. I have a feeling that society always expects you to be in a relationship. When you come home for the Tet holiday, the first question that everybody's gonna ask is "Cháu có yêu chưa?" Things like that, super vô duyên. And if you're more than 25 years old like me, chances are people kind of expect you to have like a girlfriend and get married and settle down soon. Otherwise, you're just gonna turn out to be like a pathetic, lonely creep. But I beg to differ. I think you need to find yourself first before you could find someone else. In fact, the most important relationship you could have is with yourself. When I was in pain for my breakup, no one could help me except myself. I read books that brought me closer to my soul and helped me to realize so many things. And just brought me inner peace. I've learned how to cook for myself. I've taken care of myself. I know myself better. I've explored more of my abilities. And I found myself doing things that are so different and things that I have never thought I could do. Basically, I have grown stronger and more mature every day, all thanks to this, self-relationship. I mean, no one could help me. I had to help myself first, and I did. And look at me now. I'm putting myself together piece by piece. So I guess that is all I can say in today's episode of 5 Minutes About IELTS. Making this video has been really difficult for me, considering the Tet holiday is coming and the feelings of loneliness and reminiscence can be really difficult to avoid. But I just wanted to say something to all my viewers out there. It's okay to be alone. In fact, in quiet moments of solitude, it's really good to look deeply within yourself, to find yourself, to listen to the voice inside, and to know what you really need. That is the power of being alone, and we as a society should totally embrace it, instead of shun it. So that is the end of today's episode of 5 Minutes About IELTS. If you like this video, remember to click here to subscribe to my channel. And I guess that's it. I'm Andy from 5 Minutes About IELTS. That is a wrap, and adios.